how the Turkish Lira collapse and coming liquidity crisis will affect you. Good morning on Wednesday. Now, you may not think it, that Istanbul and Turkey are miles away on the other side of the world, but this is going to affect you, will affect your livelihood, will affect interest rates, inflation, and the dollar in your pocket, which is very, very important. Right? Like I said, you probably don't think this is going to have any effect, but I'm going to explain right now what's happening in Turkey and their central bank. Their currency is worth nothing. They, several months ago they all ran to the ATMs and the cash machines to try and get dollars because their currency is worth jack, it's completely useless. This is what is going to happen in emerging markets and third world countries. You're going to see this everywhere, and we're going to see a dollar liquidity shortage, a rush to dollars, and this is going to have dire consequences, which I'm going to explain now, which will be very important for you, so you want to listen to everything. So, as I said, people in Turkey don't want the Turkish lira, they want US dollars, they want the greenback, they want the Benjamins in their pocket, because their currency is valueless. Inflation is totally devalued their currency. Let's look at the Russian ruble. When one loaf of bread costs millions of rubles, this is the kind of crazy stuff that will do. It's going to happen. It's happened. We know it's already happened in Venezuela. It's happening now in Turkey. And what happens is the local currency in the emerging market gets devalued, gets debased. You see a rush for dollars. People all go and try to get their money out of the bank, empty their bank accounts. They go and buy gold bullion and silver, which is going to be another video I'm going to come to. And this is another reason. Bitcoin, gold, silver, real tangible, empirical things that are really not printed garbage that you can debase. You can't do this to gold. Anyway, let's get back on the point. So their local currencies become worthless. They try to go to the bank, empty the bank accounts, go to the ATMs, and they all want dollars. Everybody's going to want dollars at the same time. This is the key thing now. The most important thing is right now. All the emerging markets and third world economies will all go at the same time. At the moment, you've only got Turkey. So it's not a big deal. This is so important. What's going to happen is the inflation gets worse and the interest rates rise, there are going to be many, many countries, and they're all going to come run on. There's going to be a run on the dollar, on the US dollar, like this. And it's just going to happen. And they're all going to come at once. And they're all going to be at the bank, and there's not going to be enough liquidity. Because in the world, there's so many dollars, liquid dollars, in the banking system. And everybody will come and they're all going to want dollars at the same time. And you think that Turkey doesn't affect, it doesn't bother me. But listen, when they all come and do that, they're all going to come and get dollars from the bank, and they're going to try to. They won't be successful because there won't be enough. They're all going to want that liquidity. There won't be enough liquidity to go round. And what do you think this is going to do to the US dollar and the interest rates and the inflation and everything that we've already got at the moment? So you're going to see something like my thesis is that, like I've already said, with the inflation and Biden's infrastructure trillions, crazy trillions, and we know the inflation fire is going to have dynamite on it now, and then you put that with rising rates, then you put a liquidity crisis all around the world of everybody running to get dollars at the same time. Can you imagine what this is going to do to the US dollar and the interest rates? And I don't want to think about it. This is something that well, I do. This is something which has never happened in history. And on top of this, you got the massive debt, the debt ceiling in the US, everything like this. So my thesis is that the dollar will go up like a shooting star, will go very high, we'll have inflation, we're going to have high rates, and then it's going to go pop like a sort of like a shooting star. So we'll go up, inflation will go up to astronomical hyperinflation, higher rates, and then the dollar will go bang, and it will collapse. And goodness knows what will happen. Well, I'll tell you what will happen. Bitcoin, gold, and silver will be through the roof. And like I said, I'm going to talk about that in another video very soon. But this has very important implications. The implications of what's going on in Turkey is just a dessert for what's coming. Really, trust me, because the worse things get, the higher the rates and the inflation gets. There's something called a carry trade. And emerging markets, they borrow money in US dollars. So all these emerging markets like Thailand, Malaysia, let's talk about, they borrow money for their companies to grow. They have to pay that money back in a US dollar payment because the loans are in dollars. So as the interest rates and the inflation gets higher and higher, this is going to become harder and harder for them to make the payments. This is something else. So everybody's going to run to the dollar. It will go through the roof, as we just talked, and then it will collapse because of the debt and the trillions and the mess that they're in. But at the moment, as crazy as it is, we all know the debt ceiling and the trillions and Greenspan and all the Fed and what they've done exactly and the mess that they're in. But the dollar is seen as the still the number one at the moment, but it won't be. And I predict there'll be another currency backed by gold. There'll be another currency that'll back the euro by gold or something like this. But if you want to get your money out of things, you want to put it in something like the Singapore dollar, the Swiss franc. Diversify. Put some money in pounds, some money in yen. Just don't put all your eggs in one basket. This is how you can protect yourself from this. And liquidate your things, your properties, remortgage them. Debt is fine. Take a mortgage out, release the cash. You can then use that cash for Bitcoin, for gold and silver. Cash is king. When this happens, you remember, cash is king. So I hope I've explained that. So it's not just Turkey. They're all going to go like Turkey, and they're all going to go at the same time. Can you imagine if all the third world economies all run on the dollar at exactly the same time, and they all want dollars? It's not possible. Believe me, I understand this. There's not enough liquidity. It's called a liquidity crisis. And it's like you've never seen in your life. You know, this will make 1929 look like a piece of cake. So don't underestimate what's happening in Turkey. um, is there's a lot more going on with this. The wheels are turning, you know, as Anna keeps telling you. You know, the things are moving. This is in motion. Okay, bear that in mind. Please be prepared. Speak to you later. Bye for now.